I think he played like 13 games, lost all 13 on Terrorblade. It was not working. And yeah, I'm gonna go LGD. Pretty common.
I'll join you guys. I've seen EHOME. EHOME has a good draft once again, but I'm a bit worried about the itemize, how they're gonna play it out. So LGD it is. Also, I think this Timbersaw is gonna cause a lot of issues to Terrorblade playing Mars. They don't have the experts. Like usually that hero doesn't scale, but right now this, you're a liar.
You guys are lying. Fine. Well, they actually did 5-man smoke. Okay, that works out. We'll see if they get anything from this 5-man smoke. It's the first time they've not lied in a while. And ooh, broken on fade. Gonna say innocence both there, but this isn't gonna turn into a skirmish. Unfortunately, it's
whenever you say nothing to say, I feel like I need to say something. Like I'm just getting baited. I have nothing to say about the side of build, so to step in.
I mean, is that what you think about my analytical abilities? That I just always.
No. I respect that. I respect your Dota knowledge, B-Cop. Don't worry about it. I'm always open up for like new experiences to learn something.
God's Rebuke missing on Innocence, who was in the Mars' space, been able to land the God's Rebuke. I think that's the first time I've ever seen a hero so close to the Mars that he avoided the God's Rebuke, because it seemed like that should have hit. XM on this mid Mars. It's been a while since we've seen the mid Mars. Not a hero that we often see mid, but it has been flexed quite a number of times. See how that does, and we're sending Ajit into the off lane, looking for a matchup up against this Lycan. Pans out for this TV. No Midas queued up yet, although there are gloves in the quick buy. I know those aren't going towards Midas, but we never know. Could be Midas.
It's just power treads, unfortunately, for all the haters out there. So they will have Lycan on the top lane, paired up against EHOME. This Lycan should not have that easy lane. They're sacking the bottom lane, because Timbersaw is playing its 2 strength heroes, should have an easy time, especially when paired up with the Grimstroke.
Already going in that Metamorphosis, looking for Innocence, who will back up into the trees with that battery assault. So Metamorphosis is not the worst to just use here, get some farm, output some damage, get that clockwork backing off. Once it's on cooldown again, I wouldn't be surprised to see LGD go in for potential kill here. And I wouldn't be surprised if Faith Beyond, once he's like level 3, level 4, maybe we see GQ rotate with this intro.
Oh, for sure. He needs to make a rotation to the top lane, help out possibly Lycan, maybe even get a kill on mid lane. Even pre-level 6 on a Puck, but once Puck gets level 6, I'm going to see a rotation either from Clockwork or a Grimstroke to secure a kill on the Mars.
Going on the Innocence still up top, and they don't have the damage to kill him after Metamorphosis runs out. More right clicks from Feed, who used Shackle for a split second, let go of it, and then allowed Innocence to just get through the trees and escape. But bottom lane now, some good pressure on the face.
Oh my god, he needed like 1 CS. Look at that XP. That's nothing. That's a 1 finger of a creep that they needed to chop off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
1 experience delay, and now up in the top lane, battery assault. Innocence still running, getting through the trees. He is on the edge and cusp of dying constantly, but still survives again and is able to pop a salving swell. And Timber Chain at the Whirling Death. Chalice gets quite low, but doesn't end up dead just yet.
They don't have any regeneration left on the bottom lane, so should be very careful. Also, Fate Beyond going for like a killer type of a build, Timber Chain and Whirling Death. They need to bring some regen to the bottom lane, Tidehunter, Sal, and Tangos. If they can somehow kill the courier, that would be high.
Actually, see this this lane. Spiraling out of control for EHOME.
I'm a bit worried about Ame's game.
Right.
Now, he's playing into two biggest counters bottom lane.
Oh, again, Chalice avoiding it this time. Beyond able to back off. But that's over quite low.
Playing Lycan, the Tidehunter, Anchor Smash, playing into Mars Arena where you can't really enter. Just kind of ruins your hero.
Run around, find the proper opening. Is it a game worth getting? It doesn't look like it. Fighting anybody else in this game doesn't feel very value.
No, like you just don't get the value of it.
Ame running under the tier 1, and oof, again, just these heroes living on the edge. Bait wants to go through the trees and potentially kill off Ame, which forces him to go all the way back.
The rotation.
Having a Grimstroke, but they end up losing Innocence. Maybe they could do something with this, but Jinkyu immediately getting harassed and pushed away. Not really the movement that they were looking for.
Nothing to say will need to be. The lanes are not going well for PSG.LGD. Timbersaw, he needs levels. Now he's going to play 1 versus 1. Has finally 1 point in reactive armor. Once he starts getting the levels, you know, it's going to be easier for him for sure. But until he gets the levels, died once because he needed that 1 experience to be level 2. Get out of the trouble.
At what point in the game does a Timber normally look towards getting that shard? Like, is the shard even this game? We've been seeing it a lot.
I'm just thinking about the first item, bottles on the Timbersaw, but I guess you just want to be able to put some more pressure in the lane. They have a lot of you know, physical damage.
We've gone a bait beyond, and we're trying to get around him. Timber Chain rolling death into the trying to escape, sitting low on it. And he pops that. That's going to be an up with the gush and the right clicks. Timber Chain getting more distance. It's a long amount of chase, but it should eventually result in a kill here. Which it does.
He did not have an action. It's gonna be, I'd say, a tough itemization for him, where you want to get good, and they have some match. I still feel like this year. They're putting into Mars, into Shadow Shaman. There's also a lot of right-click damage. The Lotus Orb is gonna fire this game against Lotus. Sorry, against TB. And Shadow Shaman, it's gonna be probably his second item. But my man's struggling. I thought it's gonna be a much easier game. Fabian on the bottom lane. One small mistake kind of ruined his early game.
Playing pretty sacrificial at the moment over bottom. Too uncommon with him. Gonna be through as he's got that bottled up, ready to sustain over mid. 41-7 for nothing to say. 34-5 for XM. So that lane looking pretty even thus far. You're getting a little bit of a action going on, and I'm trying to farm as best he can. Sitting 33-8, so not having the worst time in this lane, but you know, the CS is a little bit of a misdirect to where he is in terms of. But everything towards the top is pretty close. Coil Arena comes in and trying to get away, but the cogs, which locks up XM for the duration of the arena. Ain't pops, and with the Illusory, nothing to say, gets a kill on XM, who was having a really good time over mid. Really well done there by Innocence to get those cogs, because if he's in the arena, he might just leave and then die.
Yeah, good rotation from both supports.
Radiant's middle tower
rotation
is under attack.
with the Dream Coil, they get a kill. So how's he doing? He's getting closer to level 6. Tidehunter already is level 6. Doesn't have much mana to work with. That's the problem with the Tidehunter. They're making a move. 11 charges.
He's looking really bad for Chalice to get things go on and look for the body blocks. Goes to the rapid with the sleep. Okay, that hits on 2, but is it going to keep Chalice alive? Cops push him away, looking for the stroke of fate. Fainting it a couple times, finally lands onto the Tidehunter, but they're brought over to the 2 supports. They've got the shackle shackle and the
Dire's
anchor
middle
smash.
tower is
Innocence
under
ends up
attack.
dead to X-Nova, who's hitting really hard. Whirling Death coming through on the chalice. Illusory Orb catching up to this Tidehunter who already used that Ravage, so really doesn't have much to play with. But still, surviving as the sleep is massive and keeping alive the Tidehunter, who looks like he wants to turn around, but that was a bad decision as he gets hit by the Ink Flow. Jinx
Back
dies.
online.
Dire's middle tower is under
He'll end
attack.
up getting himself a second kill, but the Dream Coil plays down. They get to Fate. They look over at X-Nova and tries to get a quick sweep, but won't land it this time. And not a lot of mana to play with. Both nothing the same. Face beyond the back away.
They use that like Ravage right away. EHOME has a very good Hunter initiating with Ravage, Mars Arena, one of the best abilities. Because Stomp you still need the levels, but eventually you'll get much harder for it to do stuff done.
I'm just surviving thanks to the Morbid Mass.
Morbid Mask, a lot of light field,
Yeah.
on charges. Tide really struggles early on with the mana. It's going into heavy right click damage. That's some phase goods.
I always love to play that. And then I play it. That's why I like to watch it. You get executed right.
Bleed sent me beat up. That's why I always see you spectating the game instead of playing.
It's not entirely false at all. Over me, Ajit, Wraith Band going into the Yasha, and then might
Dire's
shoot
top
up.
tower is under
God
attack.
being build here. Although he could be going into the sun,
Scanning.
doing that, but it looks like just right now it's the Yasha. Let's see where he goes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Only a little bit of a lead for LGD. It's getting much closer. 2-2 certainly setting home up for success. They'll go for the tie game. They've got 4 heroes up in this top lane. They'll look for the sleep. They've got the spear in the arena. The Timber Chain, no way.
24 stacks. Oh my god, Lycan coil.
Yeah, right on top. They're going to turn this one.
Lead them up, boys.
Staying on this as the Ravage gets thrown over. They hit the spear on a like the bones that have sensing, so they get going to X-Nova. They also end with Spade. They'll go after XM trying to get his cars. Slowing down just a bit, but they won't face near the tier 1 tower. That ends up with 0 kills for EHOME on that.
That was such a big turnaround. Timbersaw is insane hero. Sometimes
Dire's middle tower
it's all
is
it
under
takes, like
attack.
one extra hit. If you
Dire's
don't get it off, like one
structures
extra
are
spell is just gonna feel bad. That cloak magic wand keeping him alive gets out for a good rotation from the puck. I guess we're gonna see that one again.
Coffers.
Yeah, Timbersaw, like having that hood right now, so that's gonna help quite a lot.
Coming mid.
Drops the ward like meta common ward and a catapult. I think that's a bit too much to go in and clean it up instantly.
A little bit of aggravation coming in as they've used Ravage twice. It really hasn't amounted to much, especially that top lane fight where it just completely gets turned. So they want to get themselves a tower, squeeze the map a little bit for FTD, and maybe find some success on the map, get some space to farm, especially the TD who is doing quite well, having the network. Really opening up some space for Ajit. Sleep not going to land. Faith Beyond. Now they're really starting to have trouble here with this Timbersaw. And Faith Beyond just turning around. Really
Right
asking them to
now,
fight.
they're like, do we go in again? Like, do we bring the numbers? They see the
Radiant's
good.
bottom
Extra
tower is under attack.
305 magic damage, possibly. Timber running low on mana. What does he bring? A couple of
Hook shot, not landing with the Ink Swell combo. Cogs to push away XM, but they've got the Hex. They're looking for the Shackle or the Sleep. Sleep lands on the edge. The silence, so no spear can be thrown over at Innocence just yet. Finally, there's the finish.
It's a 4-man rotation. Kill position 5 Clockwork. I think PSG.LGD is fine with. Extra 3, done on Lycan.
Well committed. Through on the chain with the Ink Swell. Should pop, should land, and should be a kill. X-Nova ending up dead. They still got some heroes here from the side of EHOME, but there's nothing that they can do to reach them.
Whenever I talk about
Good.
Shaman, like you need to have a good ways
Radiant's
of
bottom
protecting
tower
the hero.
is under
You need-
attack.
Tidehunter, one of the best ones for sure. You have heat, but it's also going to be problematic this time around. You're playing it the Lycan, no one wants to just stand their ground.
Radiant's bottom tower is
able
under
to,
attack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit this Necro Warrior, just try to sleep though, because they're too speedy. So like Tidehunter, if he misses mention that,
Radiant
he's not
structures
saving
are
anything.
fortified.
So Shaman could
Radiant's
be in trouble,
top
also like
tower is
playing
under
into
attack.
Clockwork, into Double Flat, and the intro could be problematic.
Radiant's bottom tower
Build, come on,
is under
come in.
Radiant's
Necro
bottom
3,
tower has
no
fallen.
boots, coming into the AC.
Understands that they have a ton of physical damage,
Radiant's
ton of
middle
minus
tower
armor.
is under attack.
Gosh,
Dire's top
EP
tower
aura,
is under
he needs
attack.
to be able to tank up
Dire's
the team.
structures are fortified.
I like it better than what we've been seeing with a lot of Lycans, with like that first item, Orchid, trying to use that. Like, I like this so much
The
more.
auras are always a bit tricky.
Radiant's
into
middle tower
Terrorblade,
is under
you
attack.
get the
Top
reflection
tower
off,
is fallen.
then you have a free aura, but I will not buy any aura items because there is reflection. Hookshot in.
And that will land on Tex Nova, who's hit Phantom Embrace to follow that up. Looking for an Inkswell, diving under the tier 2 tower. Risky, and Innocence. Well, he'll get the kill, but he'll end up getting traded. Meanwhile,
Radiant's
though, enough
bottom
to goes down to
tower is under
XM.
attack.
The arena was, Xingqiu gets caught out. That was Ravage used. And 3 kills there for EHOME. They finally take a network lead for what feels like the first time this series.
Yeah. Puck going into Dagon. There was one Puck the other day that really refused to buy any defensive tools, and he was playing into either Lion or
middle
Shadow
tower is
Shaman,
under
and
attack.
into one Silence, if I remember correctly, because we've seen a lot of games, you know, can't remember everything. But this time around, I would also love to see defensive.
Right.
Just playing into Shaman, what makes you're dead?
And no Chalice doesn't have Ravage. Let's chase a little bit. Do some little damage there.
Radiant's middle tower
Not
is
really
under
forcing
attack.
for Chalice. Innocence fainted that hook shot. Thinking about moving in. Now he's surrounded by 2 heroes. Make it through. Junkua comes in. Should be able to get the kill there onto the Elder Trade. He's silenced up, so no sweep is coming in. They also got the kill on a Fade. So Fade gets one, Tommy gets the other. Now they should be able to have the
Good hook shot. Into gone.
And back with the caught. Lineup by OG to lose the fight. And they win this one. Should be able to grab a full. They've got the silence on XM. Nowhere for him to run. Everybody dead but the Terrorblade, who is just continuing to try and boost up that farm.
So much value in. Well, you have 4 heroes that will have to go in. Clockwork, Lycan, like even using it on Puck feels good. Timbersaw into that low sword I mentioned, it's extra mana region, it's just great to
Radiant's middle tower
instantly
has
changes
fallen.
it. Sometimes I feel like to listen.
Well, they are. Our voices go directly to the
Their
players.
TeamSpeak, Discord, whatever they're using.
Coming through
Radiant's
the
top tower
TV.
is under attack.
Continue to chase. I've only had that happen to me twice.
Were pro players hopped into your Discord while you were playing a pub?
No, they heard me casting from the lobby. I think
Okay.
the settings were placed wrong. They didn't hear it. Pretty embarrassing.
I thought someone was joining Discord, like, what up, B-Cop? Man, I really like your build.
It's actually WSG Canada, and I was talking about how I really didn't like Dark Will at the time. She felt super strong at the amount, and all of a sudden I just hear Cheesy go, "Yeah, we hate Dark Will too." I'm like, "Whoa." I was solo casting. I wasn't expecting anybody to respond. Like, they're like, "We could hear you." I just let the lobby. Shackle coming in onto Fate Beyond. Right hooks as well for the Metamorphosis from the TV. Machine. Just not going to be enough. Get the kill there, and we're starting to see maybe some power come in from this Terrorblade now that he's finished off.
Their late game is superior. EHOME just has a much better late game, so PSG.LGD, they need to make stuff done like right
Radiant's
here, right
bottom
now.
tower is under
The
attack.
lineup doesn't really scale that much, even though like Timbersaw is not the same hero anymore.
Ooh, wow.
That's all
Exactly
Wolverine.
where Ahmed was. You're in as well as the spear. It's a fast moving chick take it, but they've got the slow burn coming in. They're looking to get the kill to fade. The Avenge is out, and it's a pretty good one. And they should be able to clean up on this. They get the gun to Innocence. They're going to take out at least one in this engagement. Nothing to say, though, with a lot of health and mana to work with. The Uzuro comes across on a 3. Wayne Rift silences up 2, and it's XM just providing a little bit of help. Avoids the illusory orb.
Avoid the spear as well.
Phase shift, Wayne jumping away, and nothing to say. Should be able to survive here. Just Fade dying and Innocence sitting low on both sides.
They need to be able to take out Shaman first before he can get the enemy to the top. They're doing a good job. They're still chasing.
Yeah, they want to go in on a Chalice who does not have Ravage. That was used just a little bit earlier. He gets under the tier 2 tower. Stroke of Fate doesn't land on a Chalice, but they still want him. They still want to get this kill onto the Titan, and they should be able to do so with the silence and the chakram hitting. Fate Beyond cleans up Chalice, and they finally get a +1 in this entire engagement.
It took them a while to take down that watermelon, but in the end they managed to do so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Finally, slice them through the watermelon. Yep, slice it up, and good dessert. Good bit of gold.
Man, we're using technology in the right
Radiant
direction,
are scanning.
making seedless watermelon. This is the stuff that
Radiant's
I want. I do not want to go to
bottom tower is
Mars
under attack.
or anything. I just want to use it for simple stuff.
Arena down here with the spear landing onto Ame. And they can have the control to finish this off. Hook shot coming in. Looks like it's not going to get enough to save Ame. However, they might be able to turn on the XM and just get themselves one. XM falls to Innocence.
It's killing
You finish off the Lars, and that is a trade I don't think EHOME were expecting on.
Now we could see in the previous fight where Lycan, he goes in, instead like chicken running around inside the arena, can't really do too much. I feel still that he needs a BKB to be able to get out of the arena and focus the right target, so he queues that up. A big island that Ford can marble that thought.
From Innocent, he just walked up. They try to get the kill here on the Terrorblade. He's low, hit the Phantom's Embrace, but they got the Hex as well as the Serpent Wards around, and there is the Shack. Stroke doesn't finish with the CB. However, nothing to say, survives here as he's able to win Rift out, and he also gets a blink.
That was so close. Like if they get the kill, that's pretty hard, pretty big. If Jin Q can somehow manage to farm the Aghanim Scepter against the Terrorblade, you make a stronger illusion with max. 150% of the TB damage. That's the game-breaking axe, like similar to, let's say, once Disruptor gets it. But I don't think found Philosopher's Stone. So yeah, that's a big bummer for them. Once you get that item, it becomes so much easier to farm the axe.
Going to take potentially 2 trades to find that Philosopher's Stone. Grab the EHOME and the Brotherhood. And get the Philosopher's Stone, and he's looking for that back. So it's going to be some time until he gets the goal for that.
Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings and the Philosopher's Stone. Love that movie.
Full metal.
I know.
I got really disappointed.
Because people will
Radiant's
always
bottom tower is under attack.
Dumbledore and Lord of the Rings. Similar
Radiant's
stuff.
bottom
Yeah.
tower is
Dirty Tower falling down. They will be able to take the outpost. I like how Innocence has a position by a clockwork. Like, you don't give a damn if you die.
Yeah.
So he just throws his body out there, getting good trade, possibly like saving his teammates' coil.
On the fade, and they're going to make this move and get the kill onto 1. Now they need to run. Phase shift avoiding the sleep. Good job by Nothing to Say to get in and out.
Puck going all in on attack.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As Veil. Dagon 2. Spell amplification on level 15, so that Dagon's gonna hurt a lot. I'm just worried that like if he gets tackled or hacked, he might instantly die.
Radiant's
So I would love to
structures are
see
fortified.
like a defensive item, either a Lycan Sphere, possibly even
Radiant's
a BKB,
middle tower
because
is
they
under
have
attack.
like a ton of magical
Dire's
damage. They have
top tower is
nothing
under
that goes
attack.
into the BKB.
Sharpness picked up by the Grenade Stroke, by the way. He's got it over.
It's a good one, you know. Just another spell. Like some heroes have, it just breaks how the game looks. Like if he gets that Aghanim Scepter, then you have one extra spell, Dark Portrait, and inventory, lots of bugs.
Yeah. Oh, we see him cooking a lot. It's a good charge out there.
It's a decent one, you know, it's not Juggernaut shard or old Shaker shard, but it's also not a Clockwork shard.
It's not jetpack.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, that would be cool addition to ability draft if you can draft shard.
Radiant are scanning.
Not a bad idea. Roshan, you get back.
We've got the dream going down. They get these money. They're going to look over to the side and control with this talk. The Elder type. They're going to go next. He's going to buy back immediately with me.
Ravage is still available, but he just disappeared.
They took the tide so quickly. Poor Heel was already dead. They're going for this Terrorblade, and they should be able to get themselves a full team wipe. The buyback coming out from both support. This really doesn't feel great for EHOME at all. A 10k lead for LGD.
Oh man, that execution was also something that we could not talk about is like this Phantom. You get so much value from it.
Radiant's
on the Tidehunter, you can't crack it off. You actually need to hit it, which is a big problem. Actually, it usually dies from flat balls, Chronos Seers, but this is also something that he doesn't like to do.
Yeah, with him unable to get that Ravage off, it just takes a one-sided turn. I'll tell you, just fall back. Exo needs to get onto the high ground and leave.
Yeah, both of the supports bought back, and the PSG.LGD
Radiant's
understands like we need to go in, kill the support straight away, especially the Shadow Shaman. I talked about the support being able to save Shadow Shaman, but
middle
they're
tower
already on top of them with the Inner Book. At Timbersaw, you do not want to ravage Timbersaw, you do not want to ravage the Necro Warriors. Like, even Clockwork, because they don't have any like even items. There's no force after, there's no limitations. That's a bit problematic. Going with the momentum.
Radiant's top tower is under
where their win
attack.
conditions are at. This is feeling like Shadow Shaman, like we really haven't seen throughout the DPC. It's
Radiant's
super
top tower
underfarmed. We usually see
fallen.
these Shadow Shamans in some way secure some farm. It feels like Fate just doesn't really have a game to play with at the moment.
It's a tough one for it. Or talked about the old bad matchups. Doesn't really like to play any of these heroes. Got it.
Gets used and speaking of the devil, gonna come through on a Fate and they'll get the kill on the Shadow Shaman dead for 70 seconds without buyback. And that is just rough to not have that support, especially where LGD are postured. They're ready to push into the high ground and not gonna have your control, your potentially, you know, a big part of this fight or a big part of this defense for 50 more seconds.
Talking, they're killing 3 towers. It's going down so quickly. AC plus Necro units.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's gonna have to start probably having some
TV's just dead.
Whoa! Stroke of Fate comes in, and with the help of Fate beyond to get on the Ajit, he doesn't have buyback. This could start simulating the end. Hook shot, it lands, back down on the other side. They've got silence, and Ravage finally comes in. It's not going to be enough to really this fight.
This might be it.
It's lost before they'll go after the Mars. They've got the BK from Max. The bulwark back towards the base, but man, can he not do much?
They just blew up that Terrorblade. He used the Grimstroke ulti over double Dagon on 2 targets. Like, even if Terrorblade has buyback there, you don't get like any value from the buyback because you already used the meta.
Now, take this bottom set of racks. Mid and bottom gone, and no tier 2 standing. Sometimes you see that tier 2 in one lane, that's lane, but it's not.
Watch just blinked in. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, that's one way to throw the game.
It's one way to stop the mega creeps from coming out. Back off, they've got themselves Aegis. They can just wait for 50 seconds. So stay back in the game. Might give time for Terrorblade to get to the AC that he wants. But we'll see. They look to re-engage once again. They've got landing on a Hyundai, but Sam cannot get anything done this game. He is getting ripped apart. Gone again.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a mid.
No.
Looking at his item, 27 minutes in, it feels more of a Because I think Tidehunter, he stole his item build. Like, you do not want to go for double Deso. I'm not even kidding.
And usually you get that Deso when you got a little bit more farm priority on the Mars, right?
Yeah.
X onto the Timber, but really not phased by that little active aggression. You should be standing here around. You need to be careful about how you approach this ether shot. So the base actually didn't on it. They've got Banahame, the hook shot using as well. Huck trying to get into this fight as quickly as possible. He's actually smoked up himself, trying to make his way in. Take a through to look for the center of racks and go after this Tide. They've got Chakramon and Blow. Line now connected onto the page.
All him up to get it.
Move him up and hit a lot of damage. Shots to the double dag, and they get the kill there onto X. Nova to look for more. Really clipped down. Two of these metamorphosis pop, trying to get the right close. Somebody's so tanky, they just get the kill. Shot gets on Ajit. It's him trying to push his way forward and get something done. Ajit falls again, another kick on call. GG.